It's a type of episode where it does make you ask more questions about the culture, but not in a way where you're like, what? That doesn't make sense. It's like, oh, I would like to know more now.
Yeah, like this makes me way more curious about how quote unquote traditional Ferengi women are like and how they behave.
I'm comparing now the Ferengi to the Klingons, specifically the TNG Klingons. And with TNG Klingons, the more I learn about their culture, the more I go, how the does that work? Whereas with the Ferengi, the more you learn, the more you're like, oh, it's just a deeply conservative, hyper-capitalist culture. I can see this happening.
What don't you get about the Klingons?
Well, the Klingons, they're all warriors, but they somehow can like have space technology.
Why not? Like an army, you know, they have structure and hierarchy.
I guess we're left to assume that there are less celebrated members of their society that do all that stuff, like the scientists that we saw and presumably the chef.
I guess that's true.
If Klingons can be compared to like Viking culture, food and drink is big, and anyone who can facilitate that to a great degree would probably be at least respected.
Okay. I think if like allegorically compare them to Vikings, it makes more sense than the samurai they're constantly trying to compare them to.
I think Ronald Moore just said that they were both. Oh, you know what? I sat in on a panel with Ronald D. Moore. And
okay.
He happened to mention during that panel that one of his first major writing tasks as a junior writer for TNG was writing a treatment for the Klingon culture.
I was the Klingon writer on staff. My first episode was about Worf, and then I got asked to do Sons of the Father in the third season.
And I imagine then, because they took much of the same team, and then they were like, okay, let's work on DS9 now. They probably then fleshed out the Ferengi a lot before starting to write the episodes. So I feel like that's why it feels like there's a lot more meat to bite on with Ferengi culture in DS9, because it feels like it's thought out.
Maybe there's an aspect of them trying to course correct for what they did wrong in TNG.
Yeah, by making Quark a main cast member, they pretty much made sure to assign themselves the task of, we need to figure out Ferengi better than we did in TNG.